Okay, hi, day 41 on the trailer build. We gave it some thought about the front part. As you remember from the last video, we have a little trouble getting things to line up. So this is what we're going to try. We've got a couple of longer wood screws that we're going to try to put, I think, along the top piece of the aluminum to pull it in so we can get the stainless steel screws in. And if that doesn't work, we're going to try the same thing but with a longer machine screw. Go right through and mechanically pull it down with this little nut and then install the stainless steel screws. So we're just getting prepped here now. May not show you much what's going on. We'll see. This might be a short video because it may work quickly or may not. So it's all a trial and error. We tried with the number 6 screw right there. Now this was, I think, a 2-inch screw. If I had a longer screw, it might be different, but I don't. And it worked for there, but it didn't work for here. So I just drilled right through the inside, right through the bracing, and now I'm just going to try this, put that in there and see if we can pull it in using bolts. One thing that we quickly tried, we had this screw from Metal Roofing Company. We screwed it in there and it pulled in, but it wasn't long enough, and we figured that because that's only 1 inch. We might be able to get these longer, and these suckers would probably work. We tried another machine screw with a bolt on the inside. I'm just going to come around and just show you what it looks like on the inside. Like that. Now those are super long, but so we'd probably get shorter ones, and it pulls it right in. No worries about it. And so we're just going to back it off now to see if it sort of stays in place. Keep the camera running while I unscrew this one. Let's see what happens. Seems to be staying in place. Okay, I'm just going to turn off the camera now, take this out and see if it takes another screw. So this seems to be working. So what we've been doing is, well, I'm going to be taking this one out, then drilling a hole down through. Then putting this down through, and my wife gets in on the inside, puts a nut on it, and then we pull it down. And we did like 4 in a row here, and then we back out this one, and stainless, and it doesn't move. The stainless steel screw goes in and holds it. So it seems to be working for now. So we're going to just continue, do the top first, see how it works, or should we just do, you know, the bottom as well as the top? Don't know, but I think we're going to go do with the top, so at least this will all be straight instead of a little bit wonky. That sounds like a plan. Okay. How's that? Unlike most of you out there who refuse to throw anything away because you might want to need it, that's how I got some of these and a lot of the stuff that I needed to do what we're doing here tonight. Well, more specifically, this stuff here was junk that the in-laws gave me when they were moving away, but it's coming in handy. Thanks, John. Yeah, that doesn't really sound the best, but only got a few more holes to do. Grab stainless steel screw and I'll pop that in there now. Show you. Does it. We're at the end of day 41. 100% successful? No. Most of the way successful? Yes, because we did get it pulled, the ACM pulled into the wood. As you can see, right along there, it's perfect. However, when we had it all pretty flush up along the top here with the aluminum, put the screws in, and then when we put these machine bolts in through here, it sort of pull the aluminum away from the ACM. So, okay, so that means we got part of it done, so we just need to figure out the fasteners. Two options: the metal screws that use for metal roofing, and start like instead of doing what we did the top row and bottom row, do those two and sort of level out the edge. Do the next two, make sure it's level. And if that doesn't eventually work, we might have to go with, see if we can get some stainless steel machine screws and go through and mechanically put them in place all like that. So there's two options. Probably go with the machine screws first because, yeah, that's what we'll go through. They're white, and then we'll do the same thing on the rest of the roof. And before we enclose everything, we'll take one final look and determine whether or not we're going to keep them or switch over to a stainless steel machine screw. But other than that, I think it's a successful evening. I'm feeling good about this. I just got to put all my gear away and go in and get a bite of supper and get ready for day 42. That'll probably be after we get the screws for this. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video. Howdy folks, day 42 of camper pod build. Went out, did some shopping yesterday. Show you what I got. Some knee pads. Got these at Home Depot. They were like 14 bucks because the other ones I got from the dollar store, they're pretty sad. Because I expect that when I'm doing some of the lower stuff, I'm going to be on my knees more, so this will help the old knees. What else did I got? Big bag of receipts. Oh, some wire, 12 gauge wire, black and red, from Princess Auto. Also picked up these. Actually, these are 1.5 inch roofing screws with the washers. These are 2-inch. Primarily going to use 2-inch. Got 100. I think I'll need about 80. And what else? Another roll of this from Dollarama. Here's the rest of the wire. That was on sale. That was half price, 12 gauge. So I should be able to do, it'll be overkill for some stuff and spot on for other stuff. Also picked up some more of these machine screws. What I use to screw down the ACM the other day, because the heads were starting to round out. So I picked up a box of those, and I said, well, geez, if they happen to run out, I just got another box as well. So stuff will be returned. Oh, and I got this smaller box of 1.5 inch. This is a full box, just in case I might need a couple, so I won't have to break open that. So that's it. Game plan today is the roof. Forgot to mention, big purchase yesterday. This here, see if I can show you upside down. John's Manville metal roll jacketing. I'll probably get a bit more detail on this later, but I picked this up locally at, I think it's Scotia Insulation, something like that. I'm going to be using this for the inside of the camper pod, but in a later video I'll get into more detail on that. Well, this day was kind of a bust. We installed one of these into the roof over right here. It's taken out now, and I'll tell you what happened to it. Put it in right here, but it didn't do what we wanted it to do, and it looked kind of ugly having that sticking out. So packaged everything up, went back, returned it, and had a detailed conversation with a knowledgeable person at a big box store about fasteners and that sort of stuff. And we sort of landed, we were going to go with machine screws afterwards to make sure that everything is bolted down. And at this particular big box store, they didn't have any machine screws there in stainless steel. So I had to went to another one, and I got these 8/32 by 2 inch with nylon lock washer nuts, and I also got some washers up there. However, he also recommended that I go to one of the specialty shops that wasn't open on a Saturday. So it's a specialty shop. I'll get these at a much better price, because I think just enough screws to do the piece across the front was about $70. Yeah, 70 bucks. So Monday afternoon, or late Monday afternoon, I'm going to go there and see if I can get some stuff. Plus, they might have some different stuff there available that might work. So anyway, today's a bust. Stay tuned for the next video. Thanks for watching. Hey there, lovely people. It's day 43 of the camper pod build. Kind of evening 43. So, last episode told you what kind of trouble or problems ran into regarding the fasteners for this. I went to a local big box store and got this bag of stuff right here. Well, actually, this little bag of stuff right here. Nuts, washers, and bolts. Cost me $70. I went to the specialty shop, I believe that I said I was going to go to. Newfoundland Distributors here in Newfoundland. And I got all of this for about less than half. And some of it I'm going to return, because I did get 2-inch and 2.5-inch stainless steel machine bolts, because I'm not quite sure which ones are going to be needed. But what we're planning on doing is doing this with the waterproof washer, and on the bottom I have acorn nuts with nylon washers. Pop a few washers on the bottom of that and pull it all in right nice and tight. So we're going to try to get everything in place this evening and maybe do the final tightening tomorrow. We'll see how things go, but we got the stuff that we need to move forward. What we'd used in there, all those bolts that you may or may not be able to see, well, I'll bring you in those there. Those are 6/32. We upgraded to 8/32. A little bit heftier bolt, not a heck of a lot, but I did have to drill the hole out a smidgen. This is a 5/32. Just needs just a little reaming out of the aluminum and the ACM. Not a lot, but just enough just to get the 8/32 through the hole. This is what the two bolts look like. The top one is a 2.5. The bottom one is the 2-inch. As we're going to have some aluminum going over this and connecting with this rafter and the one down below, it's probably going to be a better idea if you use this one. So in order for me to use the lower one, I'm going to have to use a Forstner bit and drill a hole so that the washer and the nut can get in there, because there's not a lot of purchase there for the lock washer and the washers. Yeah, so that's what I'm going to do. Back those out, drill a couple of Forstners, stick those through, tighten them up loosely, and see how it looks from there. Well, this is what happens when top of the machine screw cracks off. I had to use vice grips in order to get it out. Like, this took me to get this out longer than it took me to do all these 8 right here. But they look pretty good, don't they? Yeah, part of this process involves setting up the screws so those washers go on, but they're pretty darn tight. So I basically got to get the gun, drill, and screw them into place. So it's just a process, just takes a bit of time. I've got all the bolts put across, you can see right there. Now it's just the 2 in the corner right there and over in the other corner where the pocket holes are. And we did this measurement before, but I just did it again just to make sure. The top of the pocket screw is about right there. And so those other holes or marks that my wife put in there, I don't know, a while ago, they still are relevant. So I'm going to drill through those. Now we're probably going to hit the pocket holes themselves, but that's fine. As long as I don't hit the screws, I'm happy with that. Okay, that's it for day 43. This is what we got done. I think that is very tidy. It's very secure. And I guess before we button up the inside, we're going to give that probably a couple more turns. But it's pretty good. Let's see if I can show you. Pretty good across the top. Oh yeah, the last little turn squeezed out the butyl tape. That looks good there. Let's go inside. Show you what it looks like inside. It's very tidy. Very tidy. I think that's what we're going to do with the other three. Let's do that right there. Okay, I'm just going to clean off the lens now because it's sort of misty outside. Now because the other pieces are going to land, well, right here. I'm going to have to make another cross brace to go in there. It's going to have to butt into this. Or I might take that out of there. I might cut this. Yeah, I might cut this and still run the run one piece right across here. And the last piece, I think, will go right across somewhere around right here, butt up against this. Yep. So I'm going to have to get some more of those stainless steel machine bolts, which is, I'm okay with that. Better than the screws. It's going to be more secure. It's going to stay there and not move because there's a bit of springiness, as you can see right there. But it's nowhere near what was up front. So anyway, folks, that's it. Again, day 43, camper pod build. Thanks for watching and see you in day 44.